All right, we're going to call the regular meeting to order. It is 7:06 p.m. Pledge of allegiance. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Roll. Alderman Carr. Here. Alderman McGee.
Present.
Alderman Fairwell.
Here.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Here.
Alderman Montoya.
Here.
Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Six present now.
Need a motion to allow Alderman Montoya to attend the meeting remotely as he is out of town for a tournament. Is there a motion? Alderman Carr, second by Alderman Johnson. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Presentation of journal proceedings. We need a motion to approve the minutes from May 12th, 2026 City Council meeting. Is there a motion? Motion made by Alderman Fairwell, second by Alderman Ruthenberg on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr. Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
6 ayes, your honor.
Motion carries. I do know a lot of people in the room are here for the police chief and deputy chief, so I'm going to skip to that like I've done in the past for other things, in case you guys wanted to leave. So I'm going to do a motion. I need a motion to consent to the mayoral appointment of police chief Jason Slattery and deputy chief Matthew Walsh. Is there a motion? Alderman McGee, is there seconded? Alderman Johnson on the question. Alderman Fairwell.
I wanted to ask about the search that was to have been started about a year ago. Actually, just about exactly a year ago. I had some correspondence with the city administrator at the time. There was a very nice plan put forward for it. I made some comments out. This last I've heard of it, so I'm wondering what has happened to that process.
I diverted the search to deputy chief. We had 6 interviews. Some retired chiefs from other towns did interview very well, and I made a choice for deputy chief. And after a year of an office of interim, I made a choice with Jason Slattery.
Were any chief candidates interviewed?
No, I made a choice with Jason Slattery, just deputy chief.
Was the process followed that we had planned to the search of the chief?
I diverted to deputy chief. I made the decision several months ago. It is a mayoral appointment.
Can I table this? Can I make a motion?
You can make a motion to table it.
Because I think the process needs to be followed first.
There is no process. It's a mayoral appointment.
We agreed a year ago there would be a process.
Yeah, but I decided to go with Jason Slattery for chief.
Well, then that was not the truth. I move to table.
Is there a second to table? Seeing no second, need a motion for the appointment of Jason Slattery as chief and Matthew Walsh as deputy chief. Motion made by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Alderman McGee.
So, Chief Slattery, I am very thankful for everything that you've done while you were interim chief. My residents have nothing but good things to say about you. Your command has nothing but good things to say about you. So I wish you all the best and continued success in this position.
Thank you. Alderman Carr.
I first met Jason in 2013. I had just been elected alderman, and the aldermen were given the option to do a ride-along with a police officer. I don't know if Jason drew the short straw. Has to be my steward, but it really doesn't matter. I showed up at the police department, and Jason met me with a bulletproof vest, which he made sure was the right size for me, and insisted that I wear. I felt he was being overly cautious. He then gave me a tour of the squad car, where the siren was, what switch turned on the lights, where the radio was, and how to use it to call for help if he was incapacitated. He even showed me where the first aid kit was located in case of an emergency, and told me that no matter what happened, I should not get out of the car. The ride along itself was uneventful. He drove through parts of Blue Island that are accessible or unknown to the average citizen, which I found fascinating. He asked why I wanted to be an alderman, and I found out later that he was afraid that I was some kind of hippie chick and was a little worried about my position concerning the police. Little did he know. Looking back on that night, I realized that he was extremely concerned with my personal safety and did everything in his power to make sure that no matter what happened, I would be safe. Throughout the years, Jason has shown the same conscientious concern for the city of Blue Island and the safety of our citizens. He has shown extreme fair-mindedness and unparalleled dedication. I often heard the comment from his superiors that he would make a great police chief one day. And now that day has come. Congratulations, love you, Jason.
Any other Alderman comments? Alderman McGee.
One more, as to, new deputy chief, I don't know anything about you yet, but hopefully, our department can learn from some of this. Welcome over.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Carr,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
No.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Motion carries. Jason, I'd like to swear you in first, followed by the deputy chief, and then if you guys want to give your statements.
Don't listen.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I just decided,
Having been appointed to the office of chief of police
we've been appointed to the office of chief of police
in the city of Blue Island,
in the city of Blue Island,
in the county of Cook,
county of Cook.
do swear
We swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution for the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police chief
will faithfully discharge the police duties
according to the best of your ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help your God.
So help me God.
Matthew Walsh. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Matthew Wolf,
Have been appointed to the office of deputy chief
have been appointed to the office of deputy chief
in the city of Blue Island,
city of Blue Island,
the county of Cook,
county of Cook,
do swear
swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution for the state of Illinois,
Constitution for the state of Illinois,
that you will faithfully discharge the duties in the office of deputy chief,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of deputy chief
best of your ability.
to the best of my ability.
Help you God.
So help me God.
You can go formally now and follow with Jason.
Everyone, Matthew Walsh.
Matthew Walsh, you've just been appointed the Deputy Chief of Blue Island, City of Blue Island, Illinois. I want to thank the City of Blue Island. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank the alders. I want to thank the village clerk, the village treasurer, and everybody for giving me this opportunity. I am truly looking forward to serving the City of Blue Island. I do have a history of Blue Island. My kids were raised nearby in West Beverly. My uncle was on the board for the Guild House for years. I used to go there and help assist there when I was younger. I learned a lot there. I learned a lot about the village of Blue Island. Blue Island is what I think is a hardworking blue collar town. I'm truly looking forward to be able to serve the people of Blue Island. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for permitting me the opportunity to lead the Blue Island Police Department. It's truly an honor to lead some of the best law enforcement officers in the state. I fully respect the magnitude of this responsibility. Leading up to this moment, I spent the last year serving as interim chief, during which time we worked to create a stronger identity for the police department. We replaced old car graphics, uniform patches with modern designs that incorporated elements of our historic city. As a department, we reflected on our agency's evolution from village marshal to modern law enforcement agency. That effort helped to instill pride throughout the community. I constantly get phone calls, emails about the cars, how cool they look, We also made much needed improvements in the police station, ranging from masonry work to environmental repairs. In addition, we updated our patrol fleet by equipping every marked squad car with front and rear moving radar system and advanced camera technology. A lot of that was helpful because of Commander Sepisi, so I'm very appreciative of his hard work. Today, we have one of the finest, newest, and best equipped fleets in the south suburbs. Working alongside our leadership team, and I see all my sergeants here and my OICs, we established a higher standard through oversight, training, and accountability. One of our first initiatives was restoring the police lobby to a 24-hour operation. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but you should be able to come to the police station day or night, and there should be somebody there to help you or assist you. By doing so, we freed supervisors from clerical responsibilities and returned their focus to supervising patrol officers. Through this though small in appearance, this change has significantly increased productivity and morale. As a result, we have seen the reduction in crime for the fourth consecutive quarter in a row, lower sick time usage, and strong employee retention. We worked to build a stronger relationship with our unions through trust, mutual understanding, and respect. And because of that, we were able to settle both the police clerks and the police officers' bargaining agreement in record time. And I really do believe it's record time. I think we got it done in 3 shots or something like that. That's the fastest I remember it in 21 years. We worked with the city council to transition the civil service board into a police and fire commission. And in doing so, we experienced a large police recruitment testing turnout in years. This year, we'll be focusing on community policing initiatives, software modernization, asset allocations, and comprehensive policy review. Sorry about that, man. In closing, I want to thank the mayor, city council, members of the police department, representatives from the neighboring communities. Several of the chiefs are here, deputy chiefs. I appreciate that, along with Mayor Frank from Posen, my longtime sergeant, and my former DC is also here. And all my friends and family for the continued support. And specifically, my wife, come up here for a second. My wife as you see, like some of this room is my family. It's actually my wife putting that all together. She is the motivation, everything I do. She makes sure that I get everywhere I have to go, and she makes sure that I don't miss an event for this city, and then I'm always here. So I appreciate everything you do, and you are the most important person in my life. So thank you, Debbie.
Call a couple-minute recess. So before we go back into our regular agenda, you don't have to stick around unless you really want to be here for a city council meeting. And thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I crossed it off, are you sure?
No, we didn't do the
Okay. All right, reopening regular city council meeting. Get up later, recess 7:35. All right, I guess I skipped over the committee of the whole meeting minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes from May 12th, 2026, committee of the whole meeting. For a motion, Alderman Fairwell, is second. Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya. What?
Lost. All right, whip right back. All right, keep going.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
5 ayes.
Okay, motion carries. Now back to public comment. If we can try, but we have a form. Public comment. As a reminder, the public comment period is not a time for dialogue. The purpose of the public comment period is for the mayor and aldermen of the city to receive input from their community. It is in fact a one-way communication to the city council. City's administration and department heads are available for discussions after the meeting. And this will be, I think, the 6th meeting. I have to say a very brief statement. Nothing's been submitted yet regarding a data center at all. Nothing's changed, no meetings, nobody's reached out. So hopefully I can preemptively answer any questions, but nothing has been submitted. Public comment, anybody for public comment?
Maybe this time I won't shake his,
Pull the microphone there.
maybe this time I won't shake his.
No, you're fine.
My name is Jeanette Hoyt. I hold a master's degree in public health and completing my doctorate in education leadership this June. And I'm currently pursuing my doctorate in public health. No, I don't have family. I serve as the executive director of CCAN Research Partners. I'm a resident of Blue Island. The reason why I give my academic credentials is because I'd like you to think that the information I've given you has been vetted and is valuable. I am making remarks regarding the former St. Francis Hospital site on Western Avenue. Builders Capital openly admits they are losing substantial amounts of money daily on a defaulted development loan. Because of this extreme financial pressure, they need to push through an industrial AI data center as fast as possible. But Blue Island's future should not be sacrificed to bail out private lenders' bad debt. At the last meeting, the developer's representative was granted approximately 20 minutes of floor time. Residents who actually live here were asked to limit their remarks to 3 minutes. That asymmetry concerns me deeply. Therefore, I'm considering any representative of Builders Capital to be a potential applicant for facilities in Blue Island. Thus, I am presenting a formal demand tonight. The Illinois General Assembly is currently moving forward with the Power Act, SB 4103, HB 5513, which establishes strict protections against data centers spiking residential utility rates, straining local power grids, and harming environmental justice community, just like ours. We ask that the City Council freeze any and all considerations of zoning votes, variances, or project approvals for the Western Avenue site until the state legislature finishes its summer session and finalizes these grid and community protections. I wonder if the person holding the debt for the site is pushing so hard because he is also aware of this bill. Rushing to a vote before the state sets these baseline safety laws exposes Blue Island to massive legal and infrastructure liability and denies its residents of the benefits of possible legislation that will be coming our way. In addition, we believe it is important to resolve the following 5 omissions before any construction action in Blue Island is considered. A mandated acoustic drone, number 1, a mandated acoustic drone engineering study under Illinois Pollution Control Board Regulations 35 IL Administrative Code 900. The applicant must submit an independent third-party sound engineering assessment. This must model the continuous low-frequency 24/7 ambient drone from thousands of server cooling fans against the adjacent residential property lines and the downtown Western Avenue commercial corridor. Number 2, a Lake Michigan water allocation audit. The applicant must provide a formal water engineering survey detailing the precise millions of gallons of daily cooling water this facility will require. This audit must prove that such an immense pool of water will not cause the city of Blue Island to violate its strict legal water diversion caps enforced by the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. Number 3, an infrastructure cost shift protection. An infrastructure cost shift protection. The applicant must provide a certified financial and grid capacity audit proving that the massive electrical load required by an AI data center will not trigger local ComEd grid upgrades that we have to pay for, whose multi-million-dollar costs will be passed on to Blue Island residential ratepayers. Number 4, an IEPA, Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, air quality permit and particulate review, PM 2.5. The applicant must disclose the exact number, fuel source, and testing schedule for the rows of heavy-duty industrial backup generators, the diesel generators that he'll have on the site, or rather that the people that he sells this to will have on the site, planned for the site. A complete cumulative air quality assessment must be mandated to track fine particulate matter emissions to ensure compliance with state environmental justice boundaries as they stand now. And lastly, 5, explanation of alignment with the Blue Island Comprehensive Plan. We have one. It is from 2012, but I'm reading it. Heavy industrial infrastructure uses a direct violation of the Blue Island Comprehensive Plan, which explicitly designates the historic Western Avenue corridor for walkable, mixed-use commercial, medical, and residential development. Not an AI center that would be better off in an area with no inhabitants. In conclusion, because of these omissions, and in light of the landmark grid and consumer protection regulations currently being debated in Springfield under the Illinois Power Act, I formally request that the TDEA and City Council table any and all official actions on this site until the City of Blue Island and the Illinois State Legislature reconciles and finalizes these baseline statutory community protections. We're in the midst of the state of Illinois legislature is in the midst of debating and hopefully bringing into law regulations that directly have to do with what might be coming to Blue Island, and we deserve to have those protections too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Public comment?
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. My name is Tom Shepard, and I'm here for the 20th year to invite the council and the citizens of Blue Island to the blessing of the river, the blessing of the waters on the Cal-Sag Channel. It is our 20th anniversary of performing this ceremony that we do on June 28th at 3 p.m. It's a Sunday afternoon. That's the week after Father's Day. And we're grateful to the city for accommodating us there and to the Park District for providing us with chairs and things like that. And Madam Clerk for helping us to publicize the event. We do this each year to honor our environment and to pray to heal the environment, and especially about our water and to learn to respect our water and the environment and the amenities that we have here in this great town. So the location is at the waterfall, of course. I want to point out that just a couple of weeks ago, the MWRD, which maintains and installed that waterfall there, I think it was about 25 years ago. They just installed and went to great expense to make the place accommodating to people with disabilities. We were out there for ribbon cutting, and it was great to be out there and see what the improvements that they've made. So today we were with Blue Cap, and we were with the Progress Center for folks with disabilities. They're going to be out there on June 28th, and anybody else can come. We're going to have music by the Mudcats, and we're going to have refreshments. Everybody's invited. The whole ceremony lasts about an hour to an hour, 15 minutes, and we're glad to see each of the city council members and the mayor to come out each year. Thank you very much. Any questions? Nick? 3 o'clock on Sunday, June 28th. I think you'll probably find one of our flyers in your box or whatever method you have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Good evening, Mayor, and also to our city council members. Speaking to you is Ollie Clements, I'm a resident of Blue Island, and then also a member of Mission Covenant Church. And I wanted to share with you, we have 4 upcoming events for the month of June, which we're very excited about. We start off with a movie night on June the 12th. That time is from 6 to 10 p.m. outside for our community residents. And then on the date of June 20th, we have a free community wellness event, which you could come out and join us for health resources and family fun. And that's from 12 to 5 p.m. And then on June the 21st, we have Father's Day as a service at church. And then also the ladies of Mission Covenant Church will be serving and honoring our men who make a difference in our lives with a dinner. And then also we have lastly, June the 28th for Mission Covenant Church. We have for our friends and family, a motorcycle blessing, and that'll be done outside at 10:30 in the morning. So you're definitely welcome to come and participate with us, and I can forward flyers to you through your emails. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Hello, hi council and mayor, how's everyone? Lots of comments, so I'll bounce through this quickly. My name is Val Kehoe, I chair our community and urban forestry board. And I just wanted to make a couple, just kind of give some updates of things that are happening, that have happened recently and that are continuing to happen throughout this year. We did have an Arbor Day celebration at the Up House. We planted 14 trees with about 50 volunteers, which was pretty awesome. It's usually the other way around. Great day. And we also have been approved for Tree City USA on a national level. It's inconsistent. It hasn't been every year, but we have gotten it for the, we are at our 10-year certification, and we have a growth recognition for the past 3 years. We are finishing up with our IRA funding. Most of that went to large limb pruning, and that was $150,000 grant. And it really kind of bounced us into a more cycle pruning system with our Public Works Department. More things that are happening. We should be hearing back about a pollinator garden that will be happening just adjacent to the Veterans Triangle. We'll hear about that in June, and that is through ComEd and Open Lands in partnership. Another fun thing that's, with IRA funding, less than 5,000 went to outreach. So we have new yard tags and new pruning tools for Public Works with the leftover money. So with CRTI, we will also be doing tree and shrub distributions. We'll be doing that at Hart Park in July, and then again this fall for October celebrations. And so that will be a significant amount of trees and shrubs, 40 plus will be delivered, and they can go to private properties, to be planted on private properties. And then we also have this cool initiative happening in our first ward. And that will be with our, neighborhood housing services, and that's the refresh of, the rec center community garden. So if anyone is interested, come all, one and all, and that'll be June 13th. Thank you. If there's, let's see. Oh, and then we will be doing some soil testing with Center of Green Technology and Cook County Environmental. So just a few things to round out the year. Oh, dormant pruning will happen in the second and third ward, where we did about over 80 trees planted about 3 years ago. So we'll be here, there, and everywhere this upcoming year. So thank you all for helping us make this happen. We started these were all grassroots campaigns, and they continue to grow with our community support as well as administration. So thank you.
Thank you, Val, for everything. Was well. Any other public comment? Any other public comment?
Okay, Mayor Bellato, council members, Mr. Rogan, Attorney Blake, how are you? Clerk and Treasurer Rita. Good evening, you guys know my name is Joseph Cervantes, and I am a resident of Forest View as well as the interim secretary of the Forest View Residents Council. So I understand the need to discuss a potential data center. I do wish more people had come out to support the residents of Forest View. We needed all the help we could have gotten to prevent our nearly 50-year-old community from shutting down. And, to preserve one of the last organic workforce housing and affordable housing options left in Blue Island. Our issues are happening in real time. I understand the data center is just a hot topic. I do understand the energy around it, but this is happening right now. The data center I get. But even if even if all these people did show up to support us, I'm not sure what kind of change it would have brought. I'm starting to realize a few things that seem to have been decided a long time ago. The future of our park was decided even before the water issues came up years ago. We would have saved time and energy if, instead of believing we could have brought in a reputable buyer to purchase the park and co-partner with the city to change the park and, for the better. It would have been nice if the city would have pulled us aside or me aside and just been straightforward and said, hey, don't bother, it's not going to happen. There's much more to say. I do hope to reach out to interested allies and propose a more effective way to handle similar situations in Blue Island. We believe that residents of apartment buildings, two flats, or even manufactured home communities should be included in discussions about actions that affect their livelihood. Especially when their properties are owned and operated by irresponsible slumlords who care more about their profits than their tenants. This means that, don't play the political theatrics and expect and tell us that these slumlords are going to do the right thing. We're talking about irresponsible, derelict people that aren't going to do anything. So the city should work with the residents as a group and seek legal remedies together. So that way better options are the outcome for the people that you guys were elected to serve. If there's one thing we can learn from this, it's that we can do better. I do plan on providing more updates soon. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Not moving on to, we need a motion to approve payroll dated May 22nd, 2026, the amount of $484,837.01. Is there a motion? Alderman Carr, is there a second? Alderman Ruthenberg on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya. Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
5 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve accounts payable dated May 27, 2026, the amount of $585,950.23. So motion. Motion by Alderman McGee on the question, seconded. Alderman Fairwell on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
I guess he's not online no more. Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
5 ayes.
Motion carries. C, motion to approve the bid for the 2026 lead service line replacement project phase 1 in the amount of $1,442,156 to Millennium Contracting Company was the lowest responsible bidder. Is there a motion? Alderman Ruthenberg, is there a second? Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
5 ayes.
Motion carries. Under D, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending chapter 150, building regulations and construction on the code of Blue Island relating to fences. This is the 8-foot variance with approval from the building department for commercial properties. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
5 ayes.
Motion carries. Under D, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending chapter 111, alcoholic liquor of the code of Blue Island relating to location and place of sale. This is inserting library to the list of churches and schools of distance requirements for LA licenses. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr. Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
5 ayes.
Motion carries. Under F, a resolution for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, to authorize and approve the settlement regarding case 25 CV 01858, as discussed in previous executive session. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Fairwell on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr. Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya, and Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under G, an ordinance abating the real estate taxes levied for the tax year 2025 to pay the debt service on the general obligation bonds. Alternative Revenue Source Series 2026, the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Ruthenberg, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr. Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
5 ayes.
Carries. Brief mayor announcements, as Mr. Tom Shepard mentioned, the Blessing of the Waters is June 28th this year at 3 p.m. at the intersection of Fulton and Chatham, the Waterfall Park, or the Lou Burrito SEPA station, multiple nicknames. And I'd like to thank the Blue Island Forestry Board along with volunteers for doing the plantings along Western Avenue and including multiple parts of our business district that we've added on to every single year. So I think we're probably 200 flower pots at this point. Val would know the exact amount, but I'd like to thank the volunteers for doing that every year. They turn out great. Well, thank you. That's all I got. City Clerk.
I'd like to thank everyone that came out this weekend, Memorial Day programs, Lincoln School and Memorial Park. They were very good programs for Memorial Day weekend. This Friday is the motorcycle night in Old Western. Chi-Town Harley will be at Old Western from 7:30 to 9:30. So stop in and check it out. Junior golf is Tuesday, June 6th to July 17th. Registration begins June 1st. Community Garden Refresh is June 13th at 7:30 in the morning. Please sign up at the clerk's office. Our #1 First Ward Alderman will be volunteering to cook for all the people that come out that day. If you need Val Kehoe, she's got more signs. Come up to my office, sign up. It'll be fun. Punted Pines is June 13th at 12 o'clock. It's all the support goes to protect the Fire Buddy fundraiser. You could sponsor or sign up through Double Play, and that begins at noon on June 13th. Blessing of the Waters is June 28th, Sunday at 3 o'clock. July 4th is almost here. Please sign up to be a vendor at the park for our birthday party, or you can just sign up to be at the parade. Stop by and I will help you with the forms. City stickers are on sale. You can get them online, save the date. National Night Out will be August 4th. Also, the city stickers starting in June, we will be open on Saturdays from 8 to 12 in June. Okay.
Thank you. City Clerk.
I need a motion to approve the April 2026 treasurer's report.
Your motion, Alderman Ruthenberg, seconded by Alderman McGee on the question. Alderman Fairwell.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, Treasurer, I'm looking at this, the dated 4/30, so it's a little old now, but I see that, as of that date, we had about $1.1 million in our corporate general funds. And unfortunately, we just approved a $400,000 settlement payment. So I just kind of wanted to check with you and see how we're doing that liquidity and paying our bills.
Well, as you know, the treasurer's report is only, it's the end of the month bank statements that they. So I don't know if, Mark, do you have anything to add to that, or?
We receive, our shared funds from the state of Illinois each month as well. That's coming from the Illinois Comptroller's Office. Property tax, I'm sorry, not property taxes, sales tax, income tax. So yes, we do have enough funds.
Does that help? Bill?
Yes,
Alderman Farrell, sorry.
Any other questions? Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Motion carries. Any announcements?
No, thank you.
City Attorney, do you have exec, no exec?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. City Administration.
Just a couple quick things, just on behalf of the whole administration, I want to congratulate Jason Slattery for his new assignment. Known Jason for many years, but worked with him most directly in the last 5 years, and is very deserving promotion. Also want to welcome Matt Walsh. I know for some members of the council haven't had a chance to get to know Matt as much as the mayor and I have over a couple interview processes and everything. But I am very confident we're bringing on a very seasoned, very experienced administrative professional. And I want to make a point to thank Dennis Suppacy for Commander Suppacy for his work over this past year, essentially doing 2 administrative jobs at once and covering IT here and doing about a half dozen other things we asked him to do. So Dennis is a consummate professional, and with the 3 of them at the head of our police department, I am, from my position, my chair, I am as excited and encouraged about having a leadership team, I think, that can really bring us into a new generation and a stronger department. So I'm excited about that. Real briefly, just want to mention to the council, as planned, I didn't want to stack the meeting tonight because I knew we had a lot of stuff going on. We do plan on utilizing COW to do some more specific department and specific updates with the council, do a little bit deeper dives, a little more or so. I know Treasurer Rita's a big fan. No, the next up would be most likely AJ Weir with community development. We're actually in the committee portion tonight. We're going to actually talk about some community development, economic development ideas. So that's a good time for that. And then with the spring time being here, construction season upon us, bringing Travis Perry and Burke Engineering in for a discussion on what the spring and summer and the fall are going to look like in terms of what we hope to do with infrastructure, roads, streets, so we've gotten a lot done, but there's always more to do, right? So that's our plan for the next 2. I welcome any feedback. We've done police and fire now. I want to wait a little bit on public works. I think that makes sense given where we're at with that department right now. But I think engineering can speak to a lot of kind of but there's other things with public works too. And then I would like some feedback from the council on what else you'd like to hear. And what else, and then, but I think after we do kind of a round of these, that would just naturally time into kind of going back to square one. It'll have been a couple of months since maybe we heard from the police department back, same with the fire department, et cetera. So just kind of doing our best to structure something. I want to give the department heads enough time to produce a good enough product that's worth all of our time. So that's what we're trying to do. That's all I got. There's questions for me.
Any questions for the administrator? Thank you.
Thanks.
Aldermanic announcements, reports or comments? Alderman Fairwell.
Yeah, I would just like to follow up on my vote regarding the police chief and deputy police chief. I want to make clear that my vote was in no way a reflection of my opinion about either individual. In my opinion, we weren't at that point yet. Rather, it's the result of disappointment over a broken promise. A year ago, we were given this, I thought, pretty good document that I think you all saw, which was, I thought, a pretty good start at a process to recruit our police chief. And I had a input into it, and, in a year, have heard nothing. And proud of tonight that we just decided we were gonna follow that. And it's not just about paperwork. It's important because we do need to find the best person for the job, and I'm not saying we didn't, but we didn't actually go through a process that would assure us that we did. And also, it's a way to protect us. One of my more unpleasant duties as alderman over the past 9 years has been to approve the payment of nearly $5 million over the matter of a unsolved murder or killing of a young child in Blue Island years ago. And that $5 million was spent in part because we had a police chief who was put into his role because he was friends and neighbors and blah, 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 and didn't do a good job. And we're paying $5 million to have that happen. And I'm pissed about it. It's one of the worst things I've seen happen in this town. And this would have been a way to prevent us from seeing that happen. So yeah, I'm pretty angry tonight, but I was glad to be able to get a chance to talk to both our new police chief and our deputy chief here during the recess. I assured them that they have now, and this is how I operate. We have made a decision, move forward. I will cooperate and support them fully because that's critical. So we'll put that one behind us, but I am not a happy person tonight.
Thank you. Any other alderman comments? Alderman McGee.
I'd like to commend our police department. We had a lot of theft going on in my ward. A lot of residents complaining about their personal items being stolen, plants. Some $400 or $500 worth of plants from different residents. And our police department was able to recover a lot of that and give that back to the residents. So I really thank our police department for putting forth an effort. It seems like it's not a big case, but it affects my residents, and I really appreciate that. So
Thank you. Any other alderman comments, boards comments, questions? If not, we don't have executive. We're going to do a very, very brief recess. We have a very short committee of the whole meeting following this, so we'll do a brief recess. So I need a motion to adjourn. Alderman Brooks, Alderman Fairwell, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Going right into committee of the whole, it is a light agenda though. So we'll open up with calling to order the committee of the whole. All right. Call the committee of the whole at 8:11. Yes, yeah, what's up? Pledge allegiance, flag.
Our best one.
We're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to separate, I think we do the pledge once, I know it's. We do the pledge once. All right, roll call please.
Alderman Roll. Alderman Carr. Garrison. Alderman McGee.
Here.
Alderman Fairwell.
Here.
Alderman Rutherford.
Here.
Alderman Montoya. Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Five.
All right, is there any public comment for committee of the whole meeting? Any public comment? All right, under mayor's report, discussion regarding bike scooters and mini bikes. Our attorney, no decision, obviously, this is gonna be a slow walk, but we've attached to what we discussed last time, the Illinois required minimums. I don't think we need to make a decision out of here. What I do ask the alderman to review this, if there's anything that stands out over the next few weeks that you do not or would want to increase enforcement on, send it to Aaron Blake or myself or the administration. And we put an ordinance together, a draft for our next meeting, but we said we were gonna slow walk it with just the bare minimum of state requirements on these scooter and mini bikes. So we attached these state minimums on here. Was there anything you wanted to add?
No, I also included what's current in our code, yes. Bikes, motor scooters, motorized bikes, etc.
All right, thank you. Discussion regarding Mars Brewery. Ed Mars is here. Yeah, there he is. To continue conversation that we started at the last meeting in public open session, at the request of the alderman. So Tom, do you want to start?
Yeah, so, Alderman, you have a 3-item packet of information in front of you here. Just wanted to walk through that real briefly. So the first page is just a memo from me. What this is a brief review of, what's currently, what we currently call the Uptown TIF District. It's formerly known as TIF District 5. This is where the Blue Island Beer Company, / steakhouse / Burrito Jalisco, our Old Western properties are inside this TIF. And the TIF funds are the vehicle we've used to support some of these economic development projects over the years. So as far as the current cash position, we're looking at about 1.78 million currently as of April 30th, as of this treasurer's report. We're projecting another $300,000 in revenue. Our revenue projections on TIF are a little more exact than some of our revenue projections on general funds. So we are pretty confident in that. So looking at about a total estimate of just shy of 2.1 million in that TIF fund as by the end of this year. Our current obligations currently, the Trestle Steakhouse project is the largest one of those. That project continues. Burrito Jalisco was another we agreed to support. And then ComEd electrical work. This is just a brief note to the council as administrative update as well. So one of our, we knew bringing Old Western kind of back up to economic life would take some work. One of the things we did discover the past couple of months is that the east side of Old Western Avenue is insufficient in terms of its power output. So Jerry Marcione, our electrician, is working with ComEd, a ComEd advisor and engineer. We're working on some solutions to that, so that's where that 10,000 is. But in order for Trestle, possibly Mars, Burrito Jalisco, and other these businesses to get all of these online the way that we want, we're gonna need some we're gonna need more power, Captain. So that's where we're at. That brings us to an estimated remaining balance of approximately $1.13 million. And then I just put a little background info about TIF increment finance, tax increment finance funding, what it's for. Always good to check on the basics. The next 2 pages are a proposal that Mr. Marzewski behind me here provided to the city for the concept of tropical themed establishments in the now former Blue Island Beer Company property. So as you see, I'm gonna let Ed walk through his proposal and kind of reintroduce himself in the public square. But this is a first draft of a proposal. We have not had any discussions. There's been no commitments on dollar amounts. There's been no commitments on really anything. We're in the conceptual stage of this. But he's had a chance to look at the property and come up with a concept. So with that, I'm gonna, anyway, this is I'm gonna let Ed introduce himself again, but this is the preliminary information that the staff is providing in hopes of bringing this concept forth for a decision, one way or the other, in a near future meeting. So we'd ask that you review this, give us your thoughts. I'm available for any questions, concerns. I'm sure Ed will make himself available as well. And with that, I'll let Mr. Mazuski kind of introduce himself to the council. Thank you.
Alderman.
Where do we stand with the trestle project this point? What is their plan?
Yeah, so where we stand is that, it's not our roof, it's 5 roofs. So 4 of the 5 roofs have been completed. The windows have been installed. Some of the front masonry work and concrete work has begun, some of the framing has begun. We have had a couple delays. The ComEd power issue is a delay. Even if he had everything ready right now, we wouldn't be able to hit the go button yet. So that's why I'm not freaking out a little bit more. However, we've seen an uptick in activity over the past 3 weeks. I am pressing, and we've seen there's some stuff happening that you can't see. Some fairly intricate print work that has to be done, reviewed by the building department, reviewed not only by Bob Vaselenko, but also by some of our specialists who. This is not your basic construction work, the carpentry, everything. This is really old, intricate stuff.
They had to reorder 2 of the very large trestles, which is a custom order.
Yeah.
They had to provide engineering drawings that I was talking to Bob with. They're 100 pages.
So I would move a little slower than all of us would like, yes. I will say the work that we've seen done has been high quality. The roofing work was high quality. The windows that were ordered were above average in quality, right? So the money that we're seeing going in, the contractors that are hiring, Orvis is the electrical engineer working. They got very high remarks for their print work and everything. So the money that we're spending, we're seeing going into quality vendors that are producing quality work. It's just moving a little bit slower than all of us would like, but we are seeing more progress plate.
And
I will come back to this council with a better schedule date for completion, hopefully by the next meeting.
Okay, so is the restaurant operator, okay, is it agreeing to this plan? I mean, you know where we stand with him.
Yeah, well, he's in pretty regular communication with the building department. It's in that phase right now, so he spends more time talking with Vaselenko and with some of our inspectors. That's where most of it's happening right now. And I will say, we are at a stage where some stages of these projects, it looks like a lot's happening. In other stages, we're getting through a tough part of this, which is making sure the electrical and plumbing and all the schematics are all up to code and that's a process of back and forth between the building department. It doesn't look like anything's happening, but necessary work is getting done.
I know the Burrito Lease was waiting for the comment to be solved.
Jalisco and these 2 properties are the first 3 most important affected by the electrical issues that we are addressing. So, all right, with that, let me hear what you say. And you're up.
Oh, thanks. Hello, Mayor, and hello, Council, and hello, Blue Island, whoever's left. I know this isn't a data center meeting, but instead it's a meeting about what Mars Community Brewing hopes to bring to the Blue Island community. Many of you may have heard some things the last time I was here about our family's history, basically being in the hospitality industry for 40 or 50 years or even more. We started off with a tiny bar when my father retired from being a Chicago police officer and opened a place called Jim's 31st Street Inn at 31st Street and Harding, which is a little village in Chicago. He passed away when I was young and my mother took over that bar. And that's when my mother got into the business as well. My mother went on to open up a House of Kim, a Korean and Japanese restaurant. And it was actually my first teenage job serving people our wonderful Korean cuisine, sushi, and my favorite chicken teriyaki in a space that had a pond, a bridge, and a little turtle called Gamera that crawled around in the pond. It was from that point on in my life, I was involved in working in the hospitality business, either as in the bar, as a server, working in the kitchen. So to make a long story short, I moved back to Chicago and started working in the arts and media and started working as a nonprofit journalist. I started my own publication. During the turn of the century, I got involved with the .com movement and tried to create a giant cultural portal of alternative media for people to look at all over the world. And from those experiences, by enriching my life through arts and entertainment, I also became kind of glued together with our family's business of owning restaurants and bars. I took over my mother's bar, which was called Kaplan's Liquors in Bridgeport, and called it Maria's because that's what everyone called it anyways. And it's from there where my life took a very huge leap in turn. Maria's became one of the world's most popular craft beer bars. When I mean world, I really mean that. We were ranked the top 25 craft beer and cocktail bar in America by not Vanity Fair. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Travel. Is it Vanity Fair's Travel and Leisure? Anyways, national publications recognize our bar as being a haven for the booming craft beer market. And from that bar, we got involved with tasting beer and getting involved in the beer community. And we actually started our own craft brewery in Bridgeport. And after we started it, we realized that we were doing it the wrong way and expanded it into a warehouse facility at 36th and Iron Street. And while this is happening, I also ran an art space. We did these publications, we did these festivals. And as an artist, I always believed that art and culture would be the best way for us to reach out to our fellow citizens and engage in bringing new ideas and engaging a community to make it like a better place to be. But what really happened is that people love bars, people love third places. They want places where they can gather together to hatch plans or just relax or kvetch about their days, about their daily lives, about work. And what I realized is that Maria's and Mars both became these kind of cultural hubs and almost like cultural centers for our community there in Chicago. And through those experiences, I've helped incubate many other businesses through our own restaurants and bars. We've helped people like Sid's do his pop-ups in Chicago. We've helped many restaurants, like dozens and dozens of restaurants and bars, get their start at Maria's or Mars. And it's through that process of collaboration with a large community and through providing assets and spaces and programming, we've kind of been known as one of the more interesting groups of people in Chicago that do these kind of art, food, hospitality projects. So when I heard that there's something happening in Blue Island, well, there's always something happening, but a major attempt towards economic revitalization, we considered the concept of doing something here because we believe so much in what space like a Mars or a Maria's or a Kipsky or a gallery could do to bringing people from the community and from outside the community to our spaces. And that's one of the things we love doing most is providing like a space for people to gather at, to have a good time and enjoy themselves, which is safe, fun, and has lots of options. Now, the bare bones of this particular project is really about us taking over the nascent Blue Island Brewery, which is, a brewery like many others in America today. Many of the smaller breweries in this country are falling and are going bankrupt or closing because the climate in America has changed in terms of how people are consuming beverages like beer. Obviously, post-COVID, the world has changed dramatically where most of our socializing happens on this phone. I have more people who know me because they see a video of me singing karaoke than I do see them in like an environment like you have here. And what's interesting about being here the past few times is that it's amazing to see your citizens be so passionate about whatever they're involved in, whether it's being part of the forest group or part of a church organization or part of a group that wants to get volunteers to plant trees. Because really, this is almost the only reason I'm involved in what I do today. How do we get people involved with our communities to be citizens, to be engaged? How do we get them to be involved and feel like they have agency, that they can participate in their local government? And it seems here that you guys give everyone that opportunity, which is really wonderful to see in practice. And by having this kind of forum that you have with the public hearings, letting people voice their concerns and participate in the democratic process, it allows them to have some sort of say in what kind of neighborhood they want. So I'm here to basically tell the neighbors here that Mars wants to be here because we like the way that you guys operate civically. We love the fact that you're trying to revitalize and maintain the vibe and the historical significance of the old Western corridor as a destination and as a great place to kind of walk in the pedestrian environment. We feel that by adding our particular attempt and our practice of creating a fun space with excellent programming, that we'll do the best job I think anyone could do towards getting people to come to Blue Island. I mentioned in the past that we also do publications, we have a radio station, we do festivals, we do pop-ups. Every week, Mars and Maria's accommodates 3 to 4 chefs from different restaurants to do pop-ups at our businesses. One of the things in the programs that we do, that we would want to do here would be including bringing guest chefs to Blue Island to share their cuisine with the public here. The main component of our space would be programming. Like my colleague said here, my buddy, thank you for introducing the tropical themed bar. This place will be a brewery, as well as have a distillery license, as well as have a wine license, so that we can manufacture and collaborate with local producers of wine and spirits and manufacture them here in Blue Island in our facility, so that we could serve them to the members of this community. We want to have, basically, I mean, my most important thing is creating the stage, which I hope will be the greatest karaoke performance stage in the state of Illinois, if not the Midwest. The goal is that there's no awesome place to do karaoke in the south side, except for like a weekly show at one of the local bars here, which I hear is off the chain. But what we want to produce, create the stage within this tropical environment that transports you to almost like a Disney World experience. I mean, I hate to bring that up, but almost everyone here wants to be in Disney World at some point, even though they don't like walking around for 8 hours with screaming children. But we do it because we love the idea of fantasy. We love the idea of escape. And this place is meant to be a place where you have a good time and escape, sing some songs, or on certain nights we'll have loteria, which is a form of Mexican bingo, some of you may be familiar with. The idea is that every night we'll have different programming, so there's always something fun and something engaging to do with various communities. We might do crafts nights. We might do trivia nights. We also will do fundraisers for all the organizations that I've seen present here. We would be a place where you can come before or after you volunteer and get a beverage, either at a discount or I'll buy it for you myself. So I think what I like about our project here is transforming something that basically is dead, reviving it like a phoenix and creating a beautiful space, which will hopefully be known as like the capital of karaoke in the state of Illinois someday. We'll have live band karaoke. We'll have, anyways, there'll be lots of different programming ideas I get to regarding karaoke. But in general, with the partnership with the city to help do the TI, the improvements on the property, making sure that the engineering and the structural integrity is there, the covering of those costs, along with the costs that we'll put into purchasing the brewery, the legal fees, and all the overhead costs that come whenever you make a budget. It's always over budget. We will cover those costs. And I think we can do it, even though the headwinds of what's happening in the brewing industry are somewhat cloudy. The budget that's presented to you are basically budgets from a general contractor and from an architect and interior designers who've given a rough estimate based on what the space looks like as as it is now. I didn't ask them to do a full set because it'll cost me anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 to provide that full set of plans, renders, and drawings. But I'm here to present what we think the cost might be, to see what you all think and see if we can move forward. I'm not sure if you have any questions. I could ramble on forever, as you may have noticed, and I will. But I think I'll pause right now to see if you have any specific things you'd like me to cover, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
Alderman Turnbull. Hi, sounds great. So it's an exciting thing and it sounds to be really good for us. So I appreciate you coming in here tonight to, tell us all about it. Looks like from what I've seen, you're looking at investment something like $1 million.
Around $1 million,
Yeah.
million one,
Okay, yeah,
plus another 3 to 4.
great. And at this point, are you looking to us for any help at this financial?
Well, yeah, I believe the budget is presented because what I'm looking for is an investment from the city to cover the costs of the build out and the launching of the business.
Just so I'm clear, the build out, we're currently engaged in a significant amount of the building, to
I'm-
bring up the speed.
Yeah, that might be what you know, but I'm not aware of what amounts you've invested in that or what the progress is on that. Would you like to let me know?
Actually, but I guess my question to be clear is, of the million, that you've got a plan to spend about $1 million. Are you looking to us to support you in any of that?
Absolutely,
How much?
at least $1 million.
Really?
I just said it, yes.
Okay. We don't have $1 million.
Oh, well, I think what I'm trying to do is work within your program in which you're doing significant renovations and economic improvements. And what I'm asking for is follows under the rules of your TIP funds.
So just to clarify, that the dollar amount has not been negotiated with, we're still preliminary, he sent us just some estimates. If there is a dollar amount that's negotiated, it has to be tied to the building per tip regulations. As
Yeah.
Tom mentioned, in this year alone, we're subtracting anything, if we paid everything out that we've already agreed to pay out, we'd still have an excess over $1 million in that one tip. So it's a matter of negotiating to the point where it's beneficial to the city, where we see those sales tax come back, the property tax come back from any improvements that are made to the facility. He has an agreement tentatively with the beer company now with a facility that cannot really be moved easily. It's a beer company. It has the tanks, it has the water lines, it has everything set up for a brewery already. So it looks like his estimates are 700 some thousand.
Yeah.
That, we haven't sat down and negotiating this yet, but yes, in the fund, we have over $1 million in that fund for economic development purposes, which
I
is
mean,
the
just as an example, it looks like, okay, there's 769, it's, looks like it's kind of fixed assets in the building. There's another 280, and it seems like it's for a soft cost that we wouldn't be able to retain, so that would seem to be an
It
issue.
would have to be tied to the building, some kind of where the negotiations come in.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill, I think
Tied to the
that-
building.
Bill,
Yeah, tied to the building.
Alderman, I'm sorry. I'm just presenting some figures to give an estimate of what we think it might cost. And it's your job to figure out how you want to negotiate, figure out how to spend your money. So I'm sorry I don't have any answers on that front, but I think it's around that much.
Okay, yeah, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate your honesty.
Well, why would I not be honest? I
No,
mean,
for sure.
I'm here to make a cool thing happen and I want to work with the city and be great partners and hang out with you guys.
All right, so we just have to internally figure this out.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
we just,
Thank
we have to negotiate the dollar amount where it files within the law of the TIP economic development agreements that we have. Similar to what we've done with other projects, but yes, it has to be hard goods tied to the building, they can't be picked up and moved, but that's certain things that legally require we have to negotiate.
Okay, thank you.
Any other alderman? Any other questions?
Does anyone here in Blue Island sitting in these seats want Mars here? Couple of hands? Well, that's good to see. Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Ted. We want to be here. We want to work with you to figure it out. So we'll figure it out, hopefully, the best we can following the regulations for economic development plans. I'm really excited about this dream of making the most amazing space and one that will be known forever in the history of the annals of karaoke as the greatest place to do karaoke, in at least Illinois.
So I again want to bring up, I mentioned this earlier at the last meeting, but the beer company has closed its doors unofficially or officially, whatever. It's been doing that for several years now. Just like the market, I think 2 breweries closed in the last 2 weeks, I read in the paper. So
Yeah.
it's just a downturn in the economy. The building is set up for a brewery. It's something the town would still maintain. Everything I've heard, they still want to have a brewery here, not just another bar. So they have a tentative agreement, right, with the beer company owners.
Yes.
So in hand, if you guys work on a deal, would work hand in hand if the city has an economic development agreement to build upon what's already there to make it a destination location. What I see this differently is just like the steakhouse conversation or other things we talked about, we don't want just another bar. So anybody can just open another bar. This would be a destination that would pay property taxes, sales tax, and everything that would generate back. And I'll bring up what I brought with the steakhouse. Just the Maple Tree alone that we lost was over $1 million in sales tax a year the city lost. A year, and that was the Maple Tree.
Wow.
Sales tax comes in off businesses like this,
Yeah.
straight to the city funds. So, yes, the city pays out, part of TIP is infrastructure, number 2 is economic development. Old Western's already built up, so now we have economic
Yeah.
development options.
Yeah. It's not unusual what you're doing, but it's really just about whether or not a community will support it, whether you have funds, et cetera. It is tough. It's always tough to do anything. Hospitality industry is very difficult. But to maintain the integrity of the brewery and to keep that tradition of brewing alive, light manufacturing, but also expanding on it with distilling and making wine, et cetera, is one strategy to counter the downturn.
I mean, I brought him to a public session because I think this is a great thing for the city. If you have any questions, feel free, because really this and we're opening some bids is all on our agenda today.
Okay, this first page of the proposal, it states items that are attached to the building, we own the property, right? I can see that, based on method of attachment, but the other things such as furniture, chairs, stools, tables, that is removable. I think that, those items need to come from the business.
I think what you see is an estimate for the cost of the build out of furniture. And those are all custom built out things typically. If you look at our spaces, it's built-in furniture that's either benches or seating that are fixed permanently. They're fixtures, they're architectural elements, the coping, there's various design elements that are the built out of what a finished carpenter would do. But yeah, chairs,
Obviously,
tables,
yeah.
yeah, obviously removable.
We would have to, that's the negotiation next.
Yeah,
We're
like a-
completely transparent. We're bringing forward what we're cost. This
Yeah,
information, now it's line by line, the administration, the building department's gonna have
Yeah.
to say what can be, with legal advice, what can be developable, what cannot be developable. And then if it's agreeable, we bring it back to council at that dollar amount.
yeah.
So, Mr. Mayor, I guess what I'd like us to be considering as we do this, is what's the balance kind of, there's gonna be a large, range to sort of put in. How do we assess, I guess is my question, how do we assess if that particular piece of equipment does have real life potential, usable value if these folks are gone? And it's now ours, and I think that's an important thing I'd like to see analyzed as we move down is, are these things so unique to this business that they don't do it, you know?
Yes, I understand, and to simply, 100%, it'd have to be something that any business can use going in for the most part outside of brewery equipment, which is already there. But, give you an example, our first initial thing was Bub Cafe, small amount the city, put towards, kitchen equipment and fire suppression system, similar to what he's asking for here. And the plan worked out. They unfortunately, had issues, they went out of business. And another restaurant was able to turnkey within 30 days using the same equipment
Yeah,
because it was tied to the building. So that has to be the primary thought. And trust me, our building commissioner is very anal on this. What could be used by any other business? So yes, he has to go through this still yet too. I want to be very preliminary with the council because of questions you guys had at the last meeting. I haven't even shown this to the building department yet, or our electrical inspector or our plumbing inspector yet. So.
also, if I may, really, these are estimates based on looking at the space, determining needs of a kitchen, determining needs of, plumbing, stuff like that. So they're all malleable in a sense, depending on the scale. But it helps me understand it because I know how horrible it is to do any build out, whether new construction, rehabbing. And I know it's a fantasy figure and it's gonna be costing a lot more than what I even think it is, or what even they imagine it is. And when you include inflation and the fact that any kind of act of God can increase the price of wood and steel or any materials overnight because of an act of war or whatever the heck, these are estimates. So,
And again, I mentioned Mars Brewery is a name, already a very recognized name with a lot of context within the community, such as other establishments already on that street, like Rock Island Public House and Sid's Restaurant are both people you're very familiar with.
Mayor, I'm gonna use that in a commercial. Thank you very much for saying that we're very well known.
Well known, like the constituency that have been calling me, including your bar manager, also is a resident of Blue Island.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have friends who live here, work here. We have employees from here who worked at Maria's or Mars over time. Of course, Blue Island's awesome. I mean, I wanna do more. I wanna create a publication. We wanna do media. We wanna promote Blue Island. We wanna make Blue Island, like everyone know what's happening here besides just Mars. Besides what our project is. But yeah, thank you for that comment, though. That makes me feel good.
Thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Mars? All right. Thank you.
And
Thank
no
you.
one, no one? What about the lady in the corner?
I have a question.
Please ask.
Are you dog friendly?
Well, the thing is, I have two babies, right? And the dogs will be able to go on a patio. But I'm pretty sure in the state of Illinois, if you have a food license, you cannot bring an animal inside. Unless there's like an exception made for, service dog. So, doggies on the patio. And maybe I'll sneak them inside.
So your doggies or
All doggies.
doggies?
I don't even bring my dogs for a brewery because I don't want to get busted because there's always someone who narks or hates on you. There's always, even when we open, we expect to be called, someone's gonna call the mayor and complain about us every day. There's just haters in the world and they just exist. So if you brought your doggies to Mars, I guarantee someone will have posted that you let dogs come into our brewery and it'll be on social media and then I'll get a call from the alderman.
It won't happen.
Okay, then we have a secret doggy on you. So.
None of these people will object to any of the Blue Island dogs coming to your sale.
Perfect, because we'll have, I make a pet snack called Snack Wave for Pets. And it's a freeze-dried salmon cube. And it's in a packet and doggies and kitties love them. And that's what we give our pets that visit us.
Awesome, perfect.
Yeah.
You're good by me.
So I know that you noted TIF funds, economic development. And so as you already made note that some of these businesses are not lasting and not surviving. So then it sounds like that this is kind of a niche establishment with the tropical vibe and the karaoke theme nights and stuff. What is, so, and you also noted that Maple Tree Inn was a large, well-known establishment in Blue Island for a very long time, which now is gone. How do you envision, as this being an economic development project, how do you envision this kind of being long-term and not necessarily falling into the same?
Oh, well, I've only opened businesses and none of them have closed except for one. For 40 some odd years, we have a website called the Buddy System. Our nonprofit projects as well as our for-profit hospitality things. One project is closed out of like 20 or 30. The reason why it closed is because I didn't run it myself.
I just want to point out, we are in a committee meeting. I know I'm more relaxed. It was the only thing on the agenda. Technically, it's not supposed to be just public answering.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. I don't understand government.
No. And while I'll
I
take
need
this
to
opportunity,
learn.
I'll take this opportunity to also make a correction in case anybody, we have never in 5 years, to my recollection, ever stopped anybody from speaking a public comment or timed them. So I'm not sure,
Well, that's why I thought I could just go freestyle.
I think, I just want to make that clear. I never, I guess I was told in the form, we do have an.
Well, I'm sorry.
in that, but
I'm sorry about that.
no, just clarifying, but you're fine. Any other questions from the elected council? No? All right, Mr. Mars, thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Your Honor and Councilman and Mayor. It's awesome to be here.
Thank you. All right, we got some bids, and I think that's all we got. What do you got?
Right, we have one bid for $47.50.
Vacant lot. Vacant lot.
Vacant lot from GC LLC. They are putting a bid in for $127.53. And they would like to build a single family home, 3 bed, 2 bath with on-street parking. On one of the.
One.
12753 Irving Avenue. Purchase price 127.53.
Thank you.
It's a Migos GC LLC, but the letter signed by Renato Del Medina.
We're not voting on any of this, this is just opening it.
All right, the next two bids came in for 3008 Sacramento or 12620 Sacramento.
This is a former brick building behind, La Piscosa on Sacramento. It's got two addresses. It's about 4,000 square feet.
Carlos Garcia of Habitat Services and Edges Incorporated is offering $15,000 to acquire the property. He intends to fully renovate and bring the building to code in order to expand his stone import and fabrication facility into the south suburbs. The second bid for that property at 3008 Sacramento is in the amount of $10,000. It is from Robert Rush. His proposed use is to use the property for private auto repair or for private baseball batting cages to be used by youth baseball groups in the area. That's it for that property. Then we have three bids for 2954 West 141st Place. The first,
Vacant lot also?
yeah.
Vacant lot? Yeah, vacant lot.
The first is from TG Success Group LLC. The bid amount is $30,000 and it's for affordable single-family housing on the property. The second bid is from Better Things Corporation, and they are offering $5,000 for the vacant land with the intent of building single-family homes that will fit into the neighborhoods and landscape. And the final bid for this land is $15,000 from born and raised fellow Blue Islander Joshua Anguiano. He has rehabbed homes in Blue Island previously and would like the opportunity to build a new construction single-family home on that lot.
All right. Please redo everything and bring it back. Okay, fine.
Will do.
Anything else?
The last amount was $15,000.
Okay. Anything, we're to the city clerk, city treasurer, city administration, you got anything to add? No? No? Any alderman comments? Anything to add? Okay, need a motion to adjourn then. Motion by Alderman Fairwell, seconded by Alderman Johnson.